This is one of those heavy situations I don't usually like to talk about. I usually aim for the goofier stories where we just kind of point and laugh at some clownery and some general dog shittery that's going on around the internet. But the situation that's happening with Amouranth is an extremely serious one, and it is one that I'd like to talk about since I've seen some of the worst takes all of humanity's ever concocted surrounding this. Now, for those that don't know, if you haven't been on Twitter today, a lot of clips have been surfacing from Amouranth's stream from last night where she went live. Well, she was already live, but she unmuted during an argument with her husband over the phone. And this troglodyte sounds like an absolutely unhinged maniac. I watched the entire VOD to get the full context surrounding this entire situation, and I can say with a high level of confidence that this is an actual abusive lunatic. Now, before getting into the clips, I want to make it known that I'm basing that on more than just the phone call argument. Obviously, anyone with ears is going to reach the same conclusion because he comes across extremely abusive in the phone calls as well. But she goes further, showing some of the damage he's done to the house in fits of rage. For instance, she said she locked herself in her room one time, and in response, he kicked the door in and shows the damage to the door, how it's all fucked up, it's now missing like the hinge and everything, and then shows damage to a nearby wall, and then also shows text messages that she received from him, threatening to financially ruin them because she wasn't replying to him fast enough. Now, last quick note before getting into the clips, I'm not Amouranth's PR manager. I'm not here to change your mind if you don't like her or her content, but you need to accept that just because you don't like someone's content, that doesn't mean that they're deserving of treatment like this. Abuse isn't okay in any circumstance. Just because you might not be a fan of her doesn't mean that you can like wiggle your finger and celebrate that she's miserable or something. That's so fucked up. I've already seen a ton of disgusting worms blaming her for all of this and being happy that she's being abused because they're not a fan of her streams or the fact she has an OnlyFans. It's absolutely fucking despicable shit.
Exactly. Because I'm gonna let you say what you think you heard. But then I'm gonna say what I thought I said. But you cannot interrupt mine because I'm not gonna interrupt you.
What are you saying? Why did you say you were gonna kill my dogs?
Leave the house.
Okay, I can leave the. You know what? Actually, I shouldn't leave the house because my dogs are here.
We'll take the dogs and leave.
The man's voice you're hearing on the phone that sounds like a 9-year-old getting his balls squeezed at the doctor during a physical with that helium-high, screaming, screeching voice, that's her husband, and he's melting down over an argument they had earlier. And I'm going to tell you what it's about, but you're not going to believe me. I watched the whole VOD and I can confirm, based on everything I've seen here, this argument was because she didn't hear something he said. That simple. So he had asked her a question, she didn't hear it, and said, I didn't know you asked a question, basically. She said that, oh, you didn't ask me that question, but he believed he did. So her saying, you didn't ask me that, he took as a personal insult, and it led to this massive blow-up. That's what started this whole thing. Because she didn't fully hear the question, so didn't know what was asked. And in response to that, in order to prove a point, he threatened to kill her dogs. Totally reasonable thing from a rational person. I'll go ahead and play his side of that statement.
Why are you pausing? You didn't ask a question. You said a statement. Did you say that? No?
I tried to tell you
Are
what
you
I
saying you
heard.
did not say that? Are you saying you did not say that?
I tried to tell you what I heard from you. And then you called me a liar.
Then you tell me, what did you say? No, I did. I said it on purpose. I said it to show you how easily distracted you are. Your workout condition. You're lying. You're literally lying to me. I said this. Stop. I said, you're going to tell me what you said? And if you lie or interrupt my part, I'm carrying dogs. That's exactly what I said.
So Big Bang Theory over here hatched the genius idea, a galaxy brain scheme, to prove that she wasn't hearing everything he said. He then threatened her dog's life. His whole chess master checkmating move here was, I'm going to threaten your dogs because I know you're going to focus on that as opposed to the other stuff I've said. You know, the same response everyone would have, right? Oh, you're not listening to me? I'm gonna go kill your dogs. Oh, well, you heard that? Weird. You know, like, how dumb can you be? This man is just an actual psychopath. Obviously, she's gonna focus on the thing where you're threatening her dog's life out of nowhere. He was upset because she didn't hear the question and then instead said you didn't ask it. If he ever even asked it in the first place, you know, there's no telling for sure. I wasn't fucking there. I wasn't a fly on the wall. But he's mad because she didn't hear the question. And then in order to prove his point that she just didn't hear the question, he threatens her dog's life to show her that she focuses on emotionally distressing things more than his other statements. That's, you fucking dummy. Everyone's gonna be focusing on emotionally distressing things when it's a goddamn threat.
And I said that because I knew when I say that, instantly you forget what you said and what I said. Both.
Why do you have to say you're gonna kill my dog? What does that help anything?
Because, stop. Zoom out. Because you weren't understanding my point.
What? What are you even talking about? You brought up the dogs out of nowhere.
Exactly.
So
That's
what?
a proven point.
What point is it proving?
See? You're proving my point right now.
What? I'm asking you again. I don't even understand what you're saying to me.
I know. That's my point.
This man really thinks he's smart. You can tell just by the way he carries himself in this conversation. He really thinks he's some intellectually enlightened being who just found atheism for the first time on Reddit or something. Like, this guy talks like the most pretentious douchebag you'll ever hear, as if his point is the only ever accurate one, and he's so benevolent. He even talks about how he's forgiven her for not hearing him sometimes. Like, what a saint. But I want to quickly address something a lot of people keep bringing up, the sub 5 IQ take of, well, she shouldn't have aired this publicly. All right, Dr. Phil, Jesus Christ, let's tackle that for a moment. Let's go over the reasons why she might want to air this publicly. This man has access to all of her accounts. He has all of her passwords, and in this conversation even threatens to make fake tweets to ruin her career, and even goes as far as to typing them up, but doesn't hit send. She is basically his prisoner, because she has tried to go to authorities, at least based on everything I've seen in this VOD, and she has recorded other conversations, but in response, she had her shit broken by him and had her phones taken away by him.
Literally got physical with me. And then, like, fucking tried to take my phones away because he was gonna destroy my PC when I recorded it. Now he's just trying to say bullshit because he knows he fucked up. He just admitted he was lying. Fucking asshole.
So she tried gathering evidence on her own. It was destroyed. She tried calling the police. Apparently that didn't go super well either because he took her phones away. Like, what the fuck else is she supposed to do? I think this was a very good course of action here, and publicly airs it all out so that way this can help her in her case in getting away from him. Now, he didn't know this was being streamed, obviously. He was under the impression she had stepped away to take the phone call, but she came back after, I'm guessing, the threats against her dogs, and just unmuted and did it publicly. And I do think it was a good, I think it was a good decision.
I have the tweet drafted. I'm just gonna send it now.
What are you sending?
The false fucking swatting of your husband, and then having your fucking assistant do it too.
You literally tried to take my phone. I got scared because you got physical, and I called.
Yeah, but I'm tweeting it now, so good
But
luck.
so you're lying on my Twitter. That's gonna look real good.
Sure, whatever. I don't care. I'm tweeting it.
You're...
I'm Amouranth's assistant. Or I'm Amouranth's husband, and she is swatting me and calling the cops and calling it a false abuse claim.
I didn't say you abused me. I called the cops because you literally were on top of me trying to take my phones from me. You're literally just lying on my Twitter.
Yeah, I don't care. I built the Twitter.
Yeah, you used my body to build this empire.
And I'm gonna get your OnlyFans banned too.
So here he is admitting that he was just going to lie about a story to ruin her career and then get her OnlyFans banned as well. So you can clearly see that he had access to all of her shit. And a lot was revealed here. The reason why Amouranth wasn't more public about her marriage is because he didn't let her.
I've been wanting to tell people that, like, let's just stream together. Just tell them that we're fucking married. Because it's like, our relationship would be better if we just stream them. And it's fighting all the time. But no, mister, don't say that because it's going to ruin the business model. It's not time yet. Fuck yourself. I'm done with it.
The reason why she started doing hot tub streams and committing the hot tub streams is because he forced her to. So a lot of this shit came out about how awful of a person this guy is and how controlling and how scummy and shitty he is.
It's literally, I was waiting for a response. You were just calling me crazy then.
I didn't say you were crazy.
No. Dude, I'm gonna give you one last chance. I'm gonna irrevocably fucking destroy everything. I can tell you something that shatters you forever, and I'll start tweeting about it, too.
But what? Why would you want to do that? I don't understand.
Because you are literally telling me I did not say something that I literally said.
That should be okay to let me...
You're just... Right here, I'm gonna tell you right now, dude. You're about to lose your entire fucking life in terms of everything that's been built because you're too obstinate to just merely accept that you didn't hear a thing. But I'm already very forgiving about that.
This man is so insecure, sensitive, and embarrassing that he just keeps believing that because she said you didn't say that, he is taking it as an insult against his intelligence and he won't stand for it. He believes that she is calling him crazy. And she might not be calling him crazy, but I, as well as everyone else who has seen these clips, is. This man is fucking unhinged. He is crazy. This man is nuts. And he's downright dangerous, I would say. To be threatening the lives of his dogs, also makes threats against our horses about how he's going to sell them to meat packaging plants or some shit. Like, the man is not a safe person to be around. Now, one other thing I'd like to get into before showing some more clips is the brain-rotted take that keeps floating around about how this is all manufactured drama and it's fake for the sake of exposure and clout for Amouranth. And I understand why people like to take everything with a grain of salt. I think it's a very good thing to always really try and hyper-analyze everything to make sure that what you're getting is legitimate, which is why I'm so surprised that after doing that, people still arrived at the conclusion that it's fake. You'd have to be clinically stupid to think that this is fake, because in order to reach that conclusion, you'd have to ask yourself, why is it fake? What would be the goal? What would Amouranth gain from this? And let's break that thought process down. Why would she fake it? She's already reached like the pinnacle of internet success. She makes over $2 million a month from streaming and OnlyFans. Like, that doesn't even count like merch or anything. So she's making plenty of money, so she doesn't need money, so that wouldn't be a reason. She doesn't need exposure because she's one of the most popular streamers on Twitch and most popular OnlyFans models, so that probably wouldn't make any sense. So why would it be fake? There's nothing to gain. There's only things to lose because now it's public that she's married. So that would be a detriment. Even though it's something she wanted to share, there are those delusional weirdos who believe that by donating money to her, they'd get to date her. Like, that's obvious. So this coming out doesn't help her in any way. There'd be no reason why she'd fake this for anything because she has nothing to gain from it. It's just a nonsensical take from people that clearly haven't thought about it for even an iota of a second.
Man, we're in the house now. It's like, the next time when I say plan, do it. Dumb fuck, do you understand? Like, what Plan talking about? It's like, fuck this, I'm calling you. So I disappeared from stream. Take a call. So I'm gonna tell them I can't talk right now. We're getting Wi-Fi. I don't care. You get the call now. Last chance. About to dump your luggage. You know, from my hotel room. But throwing your stupid merch off the balcony. Proceeding to ditch your stuff. You don't need the makeup or the live view, like the stream epic. Or the clothes, huh? Deleting social media in 1 minute. Buying options that expire and blasting the cash. About to shut down your bank account too. Lag is terrible. Stream is garbage. It's like, about to delete Twitter in 30 seconds. If you don't call me, your phone's literally off, right? I'm just like, it literally died. Gonna donate $250,000 to Polo Missy. It's like a bird sanctuary he likes. In the next 2 minutes, $250K gone. We'll donate.
Pretty alarming stuff here. Just look at these texts. The man is draining their finances faster than a crypto bro investing in the latest shitcoin. Just blasting all their money down the drain. Just fucking shitting it away. Because she wasn't replying to him in a reasonable time. It should be obvious that this isn't healthy behavior from a sane individual. But if you need more evidence of that, let's go later into her stream where she starts showing some of the house itself and some of the damage that he's caused.
Script of L-U-T-H. You know what you are.
I would lock my door, but he broke that too. So,
Best
know,
advice I can give
that was
during
the
my
day
divorce
that
my
he
grandma
fucking
gave.
took the
This
the
too
phone
shall
from
pass.
me, both phones from me. And so I ran in here to call the cops, and he literally kicked the door in and broke. Like, this doesn't even have a hinge anymore.
What an absolute nightmare. And you want to know what's really sick about the whole thing? There are people saying that she absolutely deserves it because she does OnlyFans. Can you believe how fucked up that is? And also, a lot of the things people shit on Amouranth for, like pretending to be single to get money from simps or whatever, isn't even her idea, apparently. It's her husband, who is controlling every aspect of her life, it seems. He has access to all of her accounts. He's the one who comes up with her schedule and tells her what to do on stream and all of that. So a lot of the things that she gets shit on is actually her husband doing it, making her do it. And yet Amouranth is the one that has to roll with all the punches. And then once she turns off stream after being insulted all day by a ton of people, she then has her husband insulting her and yelling and screaming at her. Fucking unbelievable. The set of circumstances here are so incredibly sad. Like, just genuinely awful. And the stream ends in a really concerning way. I'll go ahead and play the ending of the stream to you.
Hello? Hey. I haven't gotten any calls. What are you talking about? Why would you ask if I'm taking
This is a scene right out of a horror movie. The doors slowly opening up behind her, someone off camera asking if she's taken her medication. I believe it's her assistant. But even Amouranth is confused, like, why are you asking about the medication? You know, like, that's irrelevant to everything. So the assistant knew what was going on here, and for some reason asked about her taking medication, I guess implying that, you know, maybe she's having, like, some kind of mental breakdown. But that's a fucked up thing to even insinuate, because she's not having just some, like, mental breakdown. Her husband is yelling and screaming at her over an extremely minor issue and threatening to ruin her entire career over it. And making threats against her dogs and her horses. Like, this isn't just some mental breakdown kind of thing where she, you know, she's off her meds, so now she's crazy. Like, her husband has made a massive fucking threat, not only to her career, but the things she cares about. It's a very serious thing that most people would respond to in the same way. She's just doing it live, probably because she felt like she was out of other options. So I think it's a really weird thing for her assistant to ask. And the door opening behind her, I think, is eerie. I think that is scary. She hasn't posted since this has happened. Hopefully everything's okay, but no one knows as of right now. But I think this is an extremely important situation to talk about because for some reason, people are dismissing it as no big deal, which blows my mind. Like, this is a legitimate case of abuse on stream here. And I don't know why people aren't saying it as such. Granted, most people are, but there still is a community of people that still think it's not an issue and that it's her fault. Why is she staying with an abuser? You know, she brought this on herself. If you're in a toxic relationship, just leave. All things spoken by people that have never even felt the touch of another human being. The absolute worst takes imaginable. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit. That's about it. So yep. It takes a lot to gross me out. If we were living in the Marvel universe, I would have already been recruited by the X-Men, because Charles Xavier would have identified me with Cerebro as a mutant with the superhuman inability to feel disgust. I was just born without that gene to get grossed out by something. Until today. I promise you, I could watch Two Girls, One Cup while eating chocolate ice cream first thing in the morning and not bat an eye. I wouldn't feel a thing. It would just be another casual viewing experience. But today, I found something that rattled me to my core, made my skin crawl. It is so icky. Amouranth announced a collaboration with a beer company to turn her vaginal yeast into a cold brewski for all to enjoy. I couldn't imagine drinking something more revolting. I'd rather drink sewage. I would rather lick a cockroach, a live, living cockroach, than take a sip of vaginal yeast brew. There is no one on the planet I would be enthusiastic about drinking the pussy beer from. Let's extend the net here. It doesn't even have to be vaginal yeast beverages. Any kind of, like, bodily fluid body part beer sounds awful. If Jesus Christ right now resurrected again and he said, "Please, my children, feast upon my ass juice beer," I'd be hesitant. I'd be like, "Hey, bud, I appreciate everything you've done, but I really don't want to be drinking fucking colon cell brew beer," right? Like, I'll drink your blood. I'll drink blood before that. Like, can we meet somewhere in the middle, a compromise? And when going through their website where they explain everything, I feel like I'm being indoctrinated into a cult, like I'm reading cult flyers or something. It's so odd and off-putting. They take an already revolting concept of using pap smear cervical cells to make a beer out of and make it even more disgusting by the way they talk about it. So the company is a horny Polish brewery called the Order of Yoni, according to this Kotaku article. And when you go visit their site, they kind of explain's the wrong word. They kind of go over the process and also the motivation behind it. They have this page here that looks like Star Wars opening text at the start of one of the movies. And it's a deep look into a deranged psyche behind the evil masterminds of this idea. Imagine an extremely sensual image of femininity, which has often appeared in the wildest of fantasies. You are fascinated by her captivating outward appearance, her passion, her coquettish movements. Admiration reaches its apogee, and the desire to satisfy the senses with its charm increases. This is the most pretentious dog shit I've ever read in my life. They absolutely just typed a prompt into ChatGPT to spit out something moderately profound, full of, like, buzzwords. Reach out for a bottle filled with a golden beverage replete with female essence. Give yourself up to your instincts and enjoy the intimacy of an extraordinary model. I don't know why they're calling it a golden beverage unless they're also bottling her piss for a beverage, which I'm assuming is right around the corner. You might be able to get like a combo pack here where you get vaginal yeast brewskis as well as a palate cleanser of piss champagne or something, perhaps. You deserve to stimulate your mind and enhance your taste sensations. If you buy this, you deserve to not have access to money anymore. This is a huge waste of money. Please, God, Lord help anyone who purchases this. The Order of Yoni is a sensual experience in the form of a beer enclosed in a bottle, obtaining its unusual flavor notes through the use of champagne yeast, wheat malts, and exclusive additives in the form of orange peel, coriander, and aphramomum. The composition is enhanced with the use of lactic acid from vaginal bacteria to bring pleasure to the senses. They talk about pussy beer as if it's some kind of, like, end-all be-all panacea, like this sacred nectar from the heavens, where you're going to take a sip of this and it's going to change your whole fucking life. It's going to make you taller and more attractive, and now you're appreciating the true femininity of the female form. When really, if you buy this, I don't think this brings you any closer to women. In fact, it probably pushes every woman away from you if they know that you are a buyer of vaginal yeast brews. That's the worst shit ever. That's like the biggest red flag. Now, I'll be open and honest here. I considered making edible assholes for like a tier list. I've talked about this idea before, where all my friends send in their butthole mold, so that way there's a company overseas that turns it into edible chocolate, and I was going to tier list all of my friends' asses. But that's a little different because it's just chocolate in the shape of what their brown balloon knot looks like. It's not actually using their poop shooter in order to make the chocolate. It just takes an impression of it and makes the chocolate look like that. So it's still like totally edible chocolate. It's very different than having turned her vaginal yeast into a beer itself. That is crossing a line. That is the point of no return. If you're buying this and like getting hard from it, like being so terminally horny that you consider this like a sensual experience, is so weird to me. Now, they do go over the process a little bit here, and it still feels like it's some kind of brainwashing procedure. We devote a lot of time to looking for a woman who has all the desired instincts, the goddess we want to put in a bottle. Oh my lord, making me want to vomit just with that statement right there. We discovered the process of transmitting female essence by isolating lactic acid bacteria from yoni of sensuous women. Paulina, brunette. Monica, blonde. Patricia, blonde. An essential part of this process is to ensure the safety of our product. During isolation, the material is tested for the absence of other bacteria and viruses. These procedures prevent other bacteria and viruses from surviving, thus allowing the growth of only lactobacillus bacteria. Once again, in terms of certainty and safety, a final test of the propagated lyophilized bacteria is carried out before the use and preparation of the material. Life is... Jesus Christ, I'm not a fucking pussy beer scientist. These words are throwing me for a loop. But basically, they're talking about how they're going to ensure you're not going to get sick from it. A gynecologist collects a vaginal smear from the models. These smears are taken to a laboratory where bacteria are isolated, cleaned, and analyzed and multiplied. At the end of the process, the bacteria are used to produce the pure lactic acid that goes into yoni beer. They also have an entire lore breakdown behind the company here, the whole story. Great goddess, the greatest among gods, feminine deity whose main reincarnations were Aphrodite, Venus, Ishtar, Makash, and Freya. Thousands of years ago, the great goddess's worshippers and priests in almost all cultures and civilization discovered her sacrament, her divine part lying hidden in the deity's yoni. Priestess of the goddess had found deities amongst women, took with respect the Saint Yoni Lactobacillus, the divine sacrament, and combined it with water, malts, and yeast, creating the first sour ale. And then it goes on and on into this, like, wild and wacky history lesson. I don't know. I don't know enough about the origins and the genesis of the first sour vaginal beer to be able to comment on the authenticity of the story they tell here, but it is still creepy and weird regardless. This is like a really weird company. Now, Amouranth herself, the patient zero of vaginal beer deities, said that it's hilarious. People will buy the beer for sure. I don't know if they'll actually drink it. I mean, they'll probably drink it. They'll definitely drink it. I actually have more respect for the people that were buying Belle Delphine's bathwater as a collector's item than the people that are going to buy and consume vaginal yeast beer. That is just so yucky to even think about. The flavor notes on that must be incomprehensible. Like, you take one sip of it and your brain immediately goes smooth as the regret washes over your entire being. Like, it's just, it's so odd. She views it as a joke, which I understand. Like, if you're gonna do this as a joke, whatever. I mean, it's still a weird joke to make. But at least she's not saying that she thinks it's like a good, sensual idea to bring her fans closer to her, take all of her fans into her fucking womb, or whatever, to start feasting on her cervical cell beer. But yeah, like I said, it's no easy task to make me feel disgusted. But this pulled it off. Just imagining drinking that makes me a little nauseous. So I just wanted to talk about this. I have no doubt it's going to be a smashing success here for her and that company. I don't think she's the first one they're doing this with. On their website, they have the deities thing, where there's 3 women there, and I'm guessing they already made this product with those 3 women, and now Amouranth is just another one signing up for it. And I have no doubt her audience is going to buy all of it. I think it's going to fully sell out. They'll probably need to really have her go on to the gynecologist once a day to keep fucking scrubbing for the yeast they need. Well, actually, no, I don't think they need to do that, because according to their website, they can just keep fucking cloning the yeast she sends in. So this is like a one-and-done thing for her, and she's just going to be able to keep raking in profits every time they start firing up a new batch of vaginal beer. So, I guess a smart business move, maybe? I have no idea, but I do foresee this being a huge hit with her audience, which is very pathetic to say. Anyway, just had to talk about it a little bit. That's it. See ya. Over the last couple weeks, I've made a lot of content on internet controversies. I've kept my finger on the pulse of any type of online drama. Just been this adventurous little greasy goblin that's been glued to internet drama. And honestly, at this point, it's reaching like an addiction status. Kind of like a heroin addict fishing used needles out of a dumpster to get their fix. But in my case, the drug is something much harder than heroin. It's drama. It's like this crucial nutrient that my body's been craving, like a newborn baby lashing out for his mom to pop a tit out for milk to suckle. I'm getting carried away and it's getting weird. Point is, I've made a lot of content on this stuff, and I wanted to do a video today to follow up with some of the bigger stories that I've covered that at the time didn't have any closure. But now that the drama anime arc is starting to wind down a little bit, we're starting to reach the season finale to a lot of these things, so I'd like to give you where all of this is at, because a lot of it has very happy endings so far. Not all of it, but some of it. So let's just go ahead and get into it now. The first one I want to talk about is that massive Twitch injury, which I've made 2 videos on now because I find it to be a truly heinous situation. I'll give you the quick breakdown. Streamer by the name of Adriana Chechik went to TwitchCon at the Lenovo Intel booth where they had a foam pit and like gladiatorial combat thing where you push people off a pedestal into the foam pit. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem that the pit was set up properly and resulted in just a death trap. It actually just kind of feels like something out of Wile E. Coyote's playbook here, where he paints like a tunnel on a rock hoping the Roadrunner will hit it. That's what they did with this foam pit. It was basically just a fake. It was like an illusion of cushioning. It seems like there was only 2 layers of foam blocks, so what ended up happening is a lot of people would fall in and get injured. Unfortunately, the worst injury was a life-changing one suffered by Adriana Chechik. She jumped into the foam pit and broke her back in 2 different places, which of course needed multiple surgeries, all of which she's had now, including bone fusions. She had to like relearn to walk. It's been a wild journey for sure, but it seems she's making a solid recovery. She even had her first stream since this incident today. So I'll show you a quick clip from that.
Breath, if you can't tell, I'm already out of breath. I get out of breath holding my phone, everything. But they did an amazing job. The stitches were inside because I'm a model. So I was like, can you do anything to hide the stitches? So the scar doesn't look, and I'm growing my armpit hair out, so don't judge me. But the scar looks really...
So yeah, she's able to stand now. She even streamed for a little while, and it just looks like she's making a much quicker recovery than pretty much anyone expected, myself included. Back injuries are notorious for being lifelong, like chronic pain situations. I had like a slight boo-boo to my L4 at one point, and that shit lasted months. So I can only imagine like what this is going to look like for the future for her, but it really does seem like she's making a great recovery. A lot of people have been wondering if she's going to sue Twitch or Lenovo or Intel or anyone responsible for the injury, and unfortunately there's no new information there. I have to imagine she's at least considering it due to how expensive all of the medical treatments have been so far, as well as how much there's going to be down the line as well. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see there. But she did also reveal something super sad that resulted from this injury, even outside of the injury itself, and I'm just going to let this clip play.
And then also like I don't care, everyone's gonna know, but I was pregnant and I didn't find out until I was in the hospital. So I also have like crazy hormones. I'm not pregnant anymore because of the surgery. I couldn't keep it, but my hormones are just also through the fucking roof because of that.
Yeah, just a super sad development in that story there, unfortunately. Not much more can be said about the damage that's been done from the TwitchCon foam pit here. That has just been a true disaster. And anyone that went to the foam pit and survived should feel blessed, because goddamn. Now, not every story I want to follow up on today is Twitch-based, but this next one is. This is the Amouranth situation. This one seems to be having a happy conclusion. You'll remember not too long ago on stream, she left for a little while because her husband called and was yelling and screaming at her. During this argument, she unmuted because he had threatened to kill her dogs, and he said that on stream too for everyone to hear, and he just seems like an absolutely unhinged lunatic. Comes across very abusive. Amouranth then just had this whole phone call on stream, and a lot came out about how awful her husband is to her. She then shows some of the damage to the house that he's caused in his fits of rage. Just a terrible situation all around. So it seemed like Amouranth was a victim of abuse, and everyone was wondering, well, is she going to leave him and what's going to happen next? And fast forward to today, it does seem like she has gotten out of that situation. She seems to be in a safer position now and seems to be a lot happier. She's doing streams where she's like hanging out with horses, doing what she wants to do, and overall just a pretty positive outcome so far. So yeah, that's the update there. The next story I want to follow up on is actually extremely wacky. It's a fishing cheating scandal. A professional tournament for fishing recently fell victim to absolutely deplorable behaviors from some competitors who disgraced the sanctity of the sport. They cheated by stuffing their fish with like lead balls in order to increase their weight. So what ended up happening is they swindled this tournament out of money, because in fishing, the more your fish weighs, the better you are in the standings. That's what you're being scored on. So they'd take their fish and they'd stuff it with the lead weights to make it weigh more, but they must have flown too close to the sun with this method, because eventually they checked and they cut the fish open and found the lead weights and caught them red-handed. You know, they noticed that this fish weighed a lot more than it appeared. You know, the fish is like the size of my fist, but it weighed like fucking 15 pounds. That fish must have been made out of goddamn tungsten. So they got suspicious, cut it open, and found out they were cheating. And they could have been cheating for far longer than this tournament. There's really no telling just how much they've actually cheated and how much they've scammed out of these tournaments. It could be like hundreds of thousands of dollars. And they get like boats for prizes sometimes too. Like, they could have made a pretty penny off of all of this cheating up until now. And now they're facing felony charges to which they're pleading not guilty. So Jacob and Chase are now being indicted by a grand jury on felonies of cheating, attempted grand theft, and possessing criminal tools, as well as a misdemeanor of unlawful ownership of wild animals. Getting a little more information on that, the unlawful ownership of wild animals refers to the raw fillets they had on their boat, which they were also stuffing the fish with, I believe, in order to increase their weight. So yeah, they stuffed these fish like a Christmas stocking. They fucking stuffed it like a Thanksgiving turkey. And now they're getting slapped around with some pretty serious charges that carry some potentially hefty results here. So these repercussions could be huge. We don't know how the trial is going to play out, but I thought this was a pretty interesting update to this story. Now the next one I want to follow up on is kind of similar in this regard because it involves some people getting charged with some felonies. I made a video talking about that teacher that went around at like an elementary school and started scaring the 4-year-olds or 5-year-olds, however old the kids were, they're toddlers. She put on a mask and went around yelling and screaming in their face and shaking them around. It's a pretty cruel and disturbing thing to do because she'd just go around classroom to classroom shaking, yelling, and screaming in the kids' faces. The kids are crying their eyes out. At one point, one of the kids tries to run away in fear, but the teacher picks him up yelling and screaming and sets him down again and starts yelling and screaming at him again. It's pretty rough. And now 4 of those people that were involved in this incident are being charged with felony child abuse, as well as one other participant being charged with a misdemeanor. Now, I did see some people arguing that this charge is a bit harsh for the teachers here, but I just wholeheartedly disagree. There is like no justification or excuse to try and like traumatize these kids. They are too young to realize that it's not real. They were screaming and crying and being shaken around by a scary person yelling and screaming at them. Also, it seems like it was even used as a disciplinary action because at one point the lady in the mask was asking who's been like naughty in the classroom, and then she'd target that kid specifically and yell and scream at them real loud. So I don't see how this is anything beyond just completely fucked up and cruel. So I think the charge makes sense here. I know she wasn't beating the kids or anything like that, but I also don't think that should be like the bar for what we consider to be legitimate abuse. There's different levels to it, and I definitely think this falls under child abuse, especially from a position of a teacher where you're supposed to be taking care of some people's kids and looking after them and making them feel safe or enthusiastic about going to like daycare or school. Now they're just going to be fucking frightened to go back. Now moving on to the last thing I'd like to give an update to. This is about the story of that woman who shot and skinned a husky and started posting pictures bragging about it on Facebook. She said she thought it was a wolf, so she shot it and then started skinning it and posed with it, smiling and everything. And then people pointed out, that's not a wolf you shot, it's a husky. So then she doubled down saying, well, I thought it was a wolf, as if that makes it like okay or like makes you look less of a stupid asshole. But anyway, now she's being charged with a crime. That crime is animal cruelty, which she's going to have to face in court pretty soon. You can also see a little excerpt there from her post about how excited she was to get to kill a wolf pup, even though it was just a 6-month-old husky that looked nothing like a wolf. The animal cruelty charge clearly makes sense here. I think she is fucking dangerously dumb. Hopefully she faces the full brunt of that charge. And yeah, I just wanted to give like this full, wrap up on where all of these stories I've covered recently are currently. And yeah, that's really about it. So yeah. Almost 2 weeks ago now, I made a video talking about a woman who's made over $100,000 selling her jarred farts. It's actually how I spent my Christmas day, just researching this. While you were out having fun with your family and opening presents, I was studying the ass and the endless capabilities of it, the potential. This story convinced me that the human colon was basically an infinite money cheat code. All she had to do was blast a little ass into a jar and sell it for a crazy price, and she was making so much money. So just to give you a basic lore breakdown, she was a reality TV star, her name's Stephanie, and then she transitioned to Instagram and became a full-time fart dealer. Not like one of those shady flatulence dealers that you see on the side of the corner with missing teeth and all that, and you can't even trust whether or not they farted or shit in the jar. No, she was a high-quality, luxury fart vendor. And she was making a ton of money selling her jarred farts on her platform. She had made over $100,000 just over the last month or so from doing it. And it looked like it was all on the up and up for her. In my last video, a lot of people had questions whether or not she bare ass farts into the jar, because then you'd obviously get like poopy particles in there and stuff, which would be more bang for your buck, I suppose, if you're into it. I don't have the answer to that, and I still don't even today. I imagine she probably did it fully clothed, so you just got kind of the essence of a fart, not so much like the actual unit, you know? So when you open it up, you'd probably still get like a bit of that Methodist, but you wouldn't get like the full-blown rotten dog shit smell, I don't think. But again, I didn't get a chance to buy any. Those were limited edition because she's retired. That's right. Not in the way you think. It's not like she just, hung up her jersey and said, I'm done with the sport. No. She was forced to retire by nature. She almost died from farting in jars too often. Yesterday, Stephanie was rushed to the hospital with symptoms of either a heart attack or a stroke, and she feared it was her final moments. That must have been horrifying, to sail into Valhalla with your ass squatted over a jar, literally just farting yourself to death. I can't even imagine. That's fucking worse than getting dysentery on the Oregon Trail. So yeah, she was treated for heart attack symptoms and everything, but doctors eventually concluded it wasn't a heart attack or a stroke. She had been eating too much eggs and beans. So in my initial video talking about this, I said she probably wasn't even farting into the jars because, that's a lot of work. She said she had changed her diet around in order to, produce as much ass juice as possible, and I just kind of doubted that because I just felt there was no way the human anus had evolved enough to meet the demand that she was experiencing. I just didn't think it was possible to supply that much. And it's not like she even really needed to go through the effort of actually tooting in those jars, because people were basically buying the idea of a fart in a jar. No one's going to be able to take that jar and prove whether or not there was a sacred fart held within those walls. What are they going to do? Take it to a forensics expert, a team of scientists, get them on it? Hey guys, can you conclude whether or not Stephanie actually did squeeze one out in here, just dump a fart in this jar? Because you could open it up and it might just, it might have been a fart that wasn't smelling, maybe it wasn't that pungent. There's just no way anyone could have proven whether or not there was a fart in that jar. It's like the fucking Schrodinger's cat conundrum. So she really could have just been selling empty jars and saved herself a lot of trouble. But apparently she was truly committed to the craft, the love of the sport. There was real passion there. She changed her entire diet around to be only protein shakes, eggs, and beans. And as a result of this diet, nearly just fucking died. Her gas pain was so intense that she needed to be rushed to the emergency room. She fucking committed her life to this craft here, a full-blown professional athlete. It was actually incredible to read this, and I couldn't help but just commend her for the dedication. She sacrificed her health for the sake of her customers. God damn it. She said, I'm putting my best ass forward in these jars, no doubt. My customers are getting quality. God damn it, I don't care if it costs me my life. But I'll be honest, after reading this, my heart broke for the people that bought those jars and made the mistake of opening them. She ate a diet of nothing but eggs, beans, and protein shakes. That shit was basically a biological weapon she was shipping out to customers. I bet there's actual corpses in those houses that bought those jars. That must have stunk to high heaven. That was no doubt some real stinky shit in there. They could have probably replaced Narcan with her fart jars with that kind of diet. Just someone overdosed it, the fucking paramedics bring out Stephanie's ass can, it brings them right back to life and they quit drugs on the spot. I promise you that much. Good lord. She truly changed her whole way of living just to accommodate these jars of farts. If that's not inspiring, I don't know what is. Unfortunately, she has had to retire from this. The prescription that they gave her is gas suppressants. Her treatment is basically stop eating gas-producing foods. Stop making your whole diet about expelling gas at dangerous rates. So she has to stop now for her own health. And, that just makes those jars even more valuable now. You're going to see that shit popping up on eBay for millions in the next few years, I'm sure. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to talk about this because what a wild journey it's been. She was only in business for a few months too, so she didn't even really reach her peak. What's the expression? The star that burns brightest burns fastest or something? Like burns out the fastest? I don't fucking remember. She flew too close to the sun and burnt up, unfortunately. But she still made, I think, right around $200,000 from a couple of sources I've read from. So she's doing all right. And she still got her fart NFTs on the way, So there's still something to look forward to there, but it's not going to be the same. You don't have that physical jar. So, I don't know how successful that's going to be, but she still got those NFTs coming out at some point. Who doesn't love NFTs, am I right? I mean, fuck, what a great waste of money. Anyway, that's about it. See ya.
Yeah, gotcha.
I can't see very well. My eyes are...
But farts give you pink eyes.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm protected. It just says, hey, moist.
Like, what's the half-life of methane? Like, how long until it goes bad and you get a bad fart jar?
I'm so fucking... I'm serious, I'm not gonna lie. Hey, science fans, we got a real special treat today. Santa Claus came early and delivered Amouranth's fart jar.
And hot tub water.
We put it in the NASA critical space item box where it belongs.
Yeah, gotcha.
I can't see very well.
I think that's all of them. Yeah. Here you go.
Oh yeah.
So why do you have on goggles?
To protect from pink eye. She basically sent a biological weapon.
Let me get a knife.
Now it's time to talk about Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve has the most robust collection of sex toys you could possibly imagine. Whatever you're thinking of, whatever you're picturing in your head right now, I bet it probably exists in some way on Adam and Eve's website. So what are you waiting for? Really get after it. Treat yourself right. You can go to adamandeve.com and use code DEFENSE to get 50% off of one item and free shipping to the US and Canada with some exclusions. That's adamandeve.com, and using code DEFENSE gets you 50% off one item and free shipping to the US and Canada with some exclusions. I watched Rich Campbell open it on stream and smell it, and he was repulsed. So she's actually trapping like live farts in these bad boys.
Oh god, wait, am I actually going to get pink eye? There's no way you can legally just send out pink eye, right?
Well, it's not like
biological agent.
It's not like an engineered virus. It's just a fart, man.
But farts give you pink eyes. Pink eye.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm protected.
Okay. Here, you want to do it?
Yeah.
He looks like the budget Oompa Loompa from Willy Wonka.
I look like one of the workers from Chernobyl right now.
Oh god.
About to sacrifice myself. Oh, there's a note, baby. Oh, it's customized.
Yep.
Oh, it's not customized.
The top is.
It just says, hey, moist.
Yep.
We're happy to be able to share a cutie patootie scent jar and hot tub water by Amouranth. It includes a scent jar, the water jar, and swag made special for you. Each scent jar includes one hair carefully collected from Amouranth, as well as one naturally occurring fart. Jarred directly at the source. Wow, at least it's ethical. It's like Zephyr Hills with their spring water, but Amaranth's ass.
Mountain fart. Wow.
Do you think she's gonna quit farting after this, like forever?
I don't know if she's even okay. Didn't that last person who was jarring her farts go to the ER?
Yeah, she did, but she changed her whole diet. This is, like she said, these are naturally occurring. These aren't like performance enhanced.
But so, like, is this a year in the making?
Yeah, I wonder when she started collecting.
Because at some point there has to be like what's the half-life of methane? Like, how long until it goes bad and you get a bad fart jar?
I don't know. I guess we're.
It's like a misprint.
It's a secret rare.
I'll see if I can carbon date it with the smell.
My fart has expired.
A Best Buy date.
Oh, God. All right, get on in there.
Is there anything else in here? Oh yeah, $1,000. Yeah. Love Amouranth and the Cutie Patootie team.
Yep.
I'm about to open this and it's gonna be like pepper spray. That's just gonna start like dying.
I like that you think your goggles are gonna help you from pepper spray.
Nothing can penetrate these guys. These could block a bullet.
Are these different?
I don't know. Have to find out.
Alright. Danny already called dibs on the mug. Wherever that is.
I hope she put a fart in the mug too. Just everything's like a trap.
Oh,
this is the water.
That's the water.
This is number 8.
I got the good box.
Let me see. Show it to me.
Yeah, I got.
Wait, you got 8 of 3,000?
I got a really rare one.
That's so special.
My eyes really hurt right now. This is number 8 as well. If that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
Get a close up on my hair.
Oh, are there hairs in them?
Oh yeah, where are the hairs?
It's in there. Oh yeah, I see it in there.
Wait, how does that work? So did she pull it out of her asshole? How did she fart?
Well, I'm
trap
going to
it, and
assume
drop
the
a
hair came from her head.
Oh, so she put the hair in first and farted on it. I don't know why I got the order so mixed up.
Yeah, that would really mess with your head there.
Yeah, I had that all backwards. The
That's
calculations
a dangerous
weren't
move,
working.
though. If somebody out there has cloning technology, she's fucked.
That's true. Imagine you could just make an amaranth out of a fart and a piece of hair. Oh,
1,000 years from now, they're gonna find this jar and like clone her like a mosquito.
It'll be like in the Powerpuff Girls when they make Bunny.
Wait, that's not a nice comparison.
Well, we don't have enough DNA. It's really clear. Maybe chlorinated?
It's all the sweetness that drips off her body.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, it's gross too. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's definitely real hot tub water. There's some schmutz floating around. What else?
Where's the microscope? Maybe we can see what.
Oh yeah, there's like
yeah.
little like amaranths in here.
It's like sea monkeys, yeah. We gotta keep feeding them. Grow your own amaranth.
We just whisper ASMR in there and they get happy. All right, enough stalling.
Yeah.
We'll smell it.
Here you go.
I'm gonna use some glasses
Yeah,
just for
get some protection.
extra safety.
Right, I'll put the hood up just in case it goes airborne.
Get it? You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
You have to close it real fast afterwards, so there's some for Matt to smell.
I
too.
really don't want to smell this.
When I open this, it's gonna devalue the whole thing. Like the
Yeah.
collector's, the resale value is gonna tank.
Like driving a car off the lot.
I'm so fucking. I'm just open this. I'm not gonna lie.
Smell
Like at least with Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina candles, like
right, it was made to be like a candle.
yeah, this is just an actual fucking fart.
We gotta quit. It's gotta be quick.
Okay, yeah.
You don't want to lose
I'm
it.
going. You smell anything? I smell shit.
Stick your nose in it.
We got a dud. There's no fart in this jar. She scammed us.
I mean, there is a hair.
There is a hair.
You gotta stick your nose in it, dude.
I mean,
I was
how
hoping-
can I get closer than that?
Your nose isn't
Just
in
really
it.
get in there. Just get in there.
I don't want to get.
I just got in there. There was nothing.
What if there's like a secret poop in there? Like,
I wonder where it's hiding.
yeah. Just
there's just
did
no.
it.
Maybe it got caught in the lid. Check the
Oh
lid.
yeah, check
the lid.
It's like Pandora's box. Now there's a rogue amaranth fart that's gonna plague
Oh,
humanity
Turn the lights
forever.
off. Bring out a black light.
Yeah.
I mean, you can. I think there was something in there. Like it was. It doesn't smell like a normal jar, but
Yeah, it doesn't smell like an average jar. Like there's intention to be stinky.
maybe we opened it poorly. We just wasted our one fart. It's like rubbing a lamp with a genie and letting it go.
We have to buy another
What if
one
she
now.
farted in the hot tub?
Smell it.
Yeah, I'm coming in. Oh, that bad boy's really see you. You pop the top on that?
I'm gonna put it down. Oh, baby.
That kind of smells like shit. I'm not gonna lie. It's gross water.
Except Caleb is right. There's definite chlorine in there.
Yeah. Well, I said that, but I'm glad you gave Caleb the credit.
Didn't you say that before he was here?
Oh, did you?
Oh. Yeah, no, it's weird. No worries.
Anybody want to smell it?
I want to smell that one.
Boy, I'd love to.
Here, you guys.
I want to see if there's actually no smell.
Smell
There,
both.
there was
Yeah.
no fart in that jar. It didn't.
Wait, I got a whiff of something over here. I think it's out.
Oh, is it playing?
That's just an empty jar.
Yeah.
Well, it is a gas. It definitely could have
Yeah.
escaped. I don't want to bash the fart jar when
Yeah.
it could be our user error.
Yeah. There might have been. Is there like a handle with care instructions?
Just hold the front part of the face.
Yeah, the goggles are tight.
Yeah, I like this. I'm gonna email it.
That is pretty cute. Can we get 10 more farts?
Keep them coming.
Ours wasn't rancid.
I bet they get worse the further in the numbers because
Oh,
you're
that's-
forcing it at that
Yeah.
point.
There's no longer passion. There's just hate.
Yeah. Yeah, angry farts. This is Danny's gift.
Ooh.
I think Ammo said it's specifically for Danny. She called you out on it.
Oh, nice.
That's a cute mug.
That is a cute mug.
Ooh, what size did we get? That's when you know who gets it.
It's gonna be a medium and none of us can wear
It's
it.
a large!
Let's go!
It's my cutie patootie shirt. Sensed by Amouranth.
Does that smell like farts?
Oh, maybe it's like a scratch.
Actually, that smells more like farts than the others.
Oh, what the fuck?
It really does. Here.
It smells like vinegar.
Yeah, it does smell like vinegar.
Oh, God! Did you wipe her ass with it? Like, what the fuck?
Why would her ass smell like vinegar?
I don't know, that is yucky smelling.
Maybe that's what they used to clean the hot tub with.
Yeah, that was yucky. That was the worst smelling thing here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to pull it out, make sure it's really authentic hair?
Yeah, it actually might just be my
It's
hair.
hanging out the side.
Oh, yeah, it's trying to get out. There we go. I put it back in.
Great. Great work. I mean, it is a red hair.
Yeah.
All right.
That was good. Thanks for the fart.
Thanks,
Or lack
Amouranth.
thereof.
Yeah, send another when you get some time. That was good.
Yeah, can we get one, like, really after a disgusting meal?
I wanted to show up like how they bring organs like into coolers. Like I want a driver to bring it in a little cooler. And in her defense too, that did sit in the P.O. box for a little while.
Yeah, it sat there for, like, 2 days, I think.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
Over the last couple days, I just haven't been able to decide if it was a good idea to talk about this publicly or not. I have been more back and forth on this than a student driver learning how to parallel park. I just feel like this topic is one where even mentioning it makes it more of a problem. Kind of like the Bye-Bye Man, where even just saying his name gives him power. But ultimately, this is a topic that I've covered on this channel many times over the last 3 or 4 years. I've been keeping my finger on the pulse of this entire AI deepfaking industry. So there's actually quite a bit I'd like to say on the subject. You already know where this is going. You can already see the train tracks and where the rails are heading. We're talking about the Atrioc situation, which I'm very confident the majority of you have seen by now. Atrioc is a very popular streamer, and earlier this week, he made a big blunder. He was streaming, and during his stream, there was a split second where he showed his tabs. And unlike the many other streamers that have come before him that have made this same mistake where they show something embarrassing, or they show, like, porn and get banned for 3 days for it, Atrioc's case is a little more unique, because the tab he showed was porn, but it was AI deepfaked porn of his streaming coworkers. The image only jump scared the stream for about a second, but the ramifications from this are going to last much longer. Of course, this happened publicly, so I suppose Atrioc felt the need to defend himself publicly, which led to a very tearful and very uncomfortable stream where he was apologizing and explaining everything while his wife was in the background during all of it. And he was going over the situation, explaining that one night at 2 a.m. he was on Pornhub, perusing the old tube there, and he clicked on one of the ads, which immediately blew my mind and probably everyone else's mind in the world that anyone clicks on ads on any site, let alone porn sites. That's just asking for malware, virus, Trojan, or just having your whole fucking computer explode. But he said morbid curiosity got the best of him. He saw an ad for AI deepfake porn. He clicked on it and then paid for it. He paid for access to the deepfaked porn, and it was of some of his streaming colleagues, which of course is a very big problem. That's weird, creepy, and pretty disgusting stuff. I think everyone can agree with that. He did follow this up last night with a written apology, going more in depth on everything and talking about the action he's going to take to improve, as well as stepping away from his company off-brand. And I'm going to go ahead and let everyone know, in case you don't know, Atrioc and I have collaborated on projects over the last year a couple times. We've talked quite a bit. I do consider him a friend, so when all this happened, I was extremely disappointed. Now, since this happened a couple days ago, it's already ancient history on the internet. Everyone's already given their take and talked about this situation, so I don't really have anything to add to the whole Atrioc discussion that someone hasn't already said. It is very clearly a pretty gross and creepy thing to have done, especially because it's not just morbid curiosity that you just clicked on something and saw it. You clicked on it, you paid for it, knowing what you were about to see, and then got it. And then it also stayed open in the tabs. Like, all of that is very bad, alarming shit. I'm not really here to just keep focusing on the Atrioc situation itself or like dunking on the stream. I actually want to talk about AI deepfaked porn directly, because I've actually talked about this quite a bit over the last couple of years. And now what Atrioc has done is he's opened the can of worms and shown a lot more people just how far along AI deepfaking technology has come in the porn industry. He was kind of like the lightning rod, the catalyst to open people's eyes to this kind of degeneracy that's existed for a few years now. This whole situation almost worked out like a hashtag ad, like a sponsored stream segment, because the traffic to that site exploded as a result of this whole story. Now, the site has been shut down, and rightfully so. I'll also briefly tackle the damaged Coomer brains that are somehow defending this as like a normal, not awful thing. They're saying like, it's not even their real body, why do they care, this is fucking stupid, it's not illegal. It actually is illegal in a few states, but even just setting aside the legality of it, how could you possibly make a sane argument to justify taking people that don't do sexual content and putting them in sexual content anyway, without their permission, consent, or even knowledge that it exists, and then you're selling it to people to jerk off to? Like, can you not see how that's a huge violation? Building an entire career without ever touching sexual content and then still being sold as sexual content by somebody else and using other people's bodies on yours as if it is yours? How can you possibly not see how fucked up that is? The argument that I've heard time and time again is it's not their real body, why do they care? Well, it's because it is indistinguishable from being a real photo or real video because the technology is so fucking advanced. That would be like if someone took a picture or a video of you with a really tiny wiener and sent it around your entire university to make fun of you, or posted it underneath every single one of your tweets saying, "This you," and it's your tiny wiener with like a banana in your butt. No one's going to know if it's real or fake because the technology is so good. Unless you pay very close attention to like hands and feet, but they're also smart with that. In a lot of the photos and videos, they don't show the hands or feet anymore because they know the technology hasn't mastered it. So you really have no way of knowing if it's true or false. And even if you try and debunk that, let's say you're getting harassed by a bully that's deep faking small wieners on all your pictures and underneath all of your tweets. Let's say you're like, you know what, fuck it, I'm tired of it. Here's my real dick and it's 9 inches of steel and glory. Well, now they can just say, you deep fake that, that's not your real penis. You will never be able to prove what's real and fake. Thus, it's totally irrelevant whether or not it's their actual bodies or not, because it doesn't matter. They didn't consent to it, A, which is a huge issue that for some reason people are downplaying. They didn't consent to it or give permission to the site to deepfake porn of them. And B, no one's going to know if it's real or fake if someone just starts posting that places like, oh, here's an OnlyFans leak of this streamer, but you didn't know they had a secret OnlyFans. You wouldn't know. Thus, it's a terrible fucking thing all around. These streamers don't do sexual content. Thus, that's why the AI deepfake porn of them exists. If they did do sexual content, it would be redundant. You could just go to their OnlyFans or their Pornhub page. So it's targeting completely innocent women in this industry that don't do anything sexual and still making it sexual for the sake of squeezing some doubloons out of some desperate porn-addicted losers that are frothing at the mouth to get porn of their favorite streamer. That's not normal and that's not acceptable behavior. Again, these are streamers that didn't consent to it, give their permission, know it existed, and they are still being sold sexual content of them that they never produced or had any hand in is being sold to fucking creepy losers. It should be super easy for anyone to understand why people are rightfully upset about all of this whole situation. And let's extend this to a bigger scope. Let's talk about this from a business sense. Businesses have gone full Weenie Hut Jr. I lost a major partnership because I made a dirty song. Now imagine the career problems that can unfold from AI deepfake porn being made of these people. Having that somehow find its way to advertisers or brands they work with could create real issues, even though they've done nothing wrong. They've never made sexual content, they've never done any of the things in the videos or the photos, but it doesn't matter because it still is so indistinguishable from being authentic. It should be very obvious why this is a fucking big problem. Now, I do really want to mention that while every victim in this case was a woman because Atrioc had paid for the female streamer's content, it does exist for men as well, and it has for quite some time. It is obviously more prevalent in women because more people are going to look for AI deepfake porn of women on the internet than men, and you'd be stupid to try and argue the opposite. But it is worth noting that this isn't just a woman-specific issue. This does exist for men. There is a ton of deepfake porn of me, for example. And I want to touch on the actual AI deepfaking and everything regarding that itself. You may remember, if you've been around the channel for a few years, I actually told the story of the day I became alerted to this industry. It was just an innocent, ordinary, normal afternoon, and then someone sent me a message talking about a fake Charlie porn video that was floating around. So I clicked it, and it was a deepfake of me giving a dual hand job. So I was skiing with some wieners here, grabbing 2 penises in each hand. And this is when AI deepfaking was still pretty new, so it was primitive, a bit archaic, it wasn't convincing, it was floating around as like a very self-aware joke, and it made me giggle. And then another one popped up shortly thereafter of me giving myself a foot job, I think, and the physics of it were crazy. I mean, it looked like a PlayStation 1 malfunctioning cutscene. Like, there were quite a few AI deepfake pornos of me, and I thought nothing of it other than, wow, this is goofy. But I did at least want to keep my eye on it because I knew, as everyone does with technology, it only gets more and more sophisticated. So fast forward to 2023. We're at a point where AI deepfaking is so impressive that only a few days ago, a picture of 4 women in bra and panties went viral on Twitter with dudes drooling over them, and then it was revealed that that was all AI generated and none of those women existed, and people's minds were blown. It's no longer like this goofy thing where it looks like fucking terrible Photoshop. It's a very convincing tool. So obviously some bad actors are making porn out of people that don't do sexual content and selling it as authentic. They're not selling it as AI deepfaked porn most of the time. A lot of these companies are selling it as like leaks or look at what just dropped in this special Discord server of this person. And then they're selling AI deepfake porn of people that don't do that. So it's not even being marketed as a deepfake by most of the companies out there at the moment. And a lot of people are none the wiser because of just how convincing and how real it is. Obviously, all of it is being made without the people's permission or their consent for this kind of content to be made. But it doesn't matter. It's spawned an entire industry out of people exploiting it and using it for this financial gain and this really seedy, shitty, shady, weird community that has grown from it. And I don't have a spicy take on all of it where it's like, pull yourself up by your own bootstraps, that's the price of being on the internet. Because I don't think that should be the price of being on the internet. Having to just have porn of you always exist, even when you don't do porn. Just like fucking deep-faked revenge porn or whatever, like, that shouldn't be the cost of doing business online. It should be illegal, and in 3 states it is. Hopefully that grows as the technology does, where they start making it illegal pretty much everywhere to deepfake fucking porn of people. But yeah, it's a pretty awful situation, and it's a pretty complicated one. I do think a lot of the streamers are taking the right approach of getting the sites that are hosting these things and producing these things taken down. That is absolutely the correct play. 100%. It's not like what they're doing is okay, and I don't understand the fucking weirdos that are defending it. So yeah, just wanted to talk about the whole AI situation here with the deep fakes, and that's about it. So yeah. This afternoon I was having a pretty good day, so I decided to ruin it by going on Twitter. It's part of my daily routine to check in on Twitter just to make myself mad, as every sane person does, no doubt. And today was nothing special, just endless piles of trash. But while dumpster diving, I found something pretty interesting and alarming. It's a series of posts from a popular streamer named Amouranth. She's massive on Twitch, I'm sure she needs no introduction, I'm positive you all are familiar with her work. She basically invented hot tubs. And on her personal account, she made a series of tweets talking about her stalker. And this shit is fucking scary. It reads like something right out of a Stephen King novel. So I wanted to go over the tweets with all of you, as well as talk about the bigger problem of stalkers on Twitch. Because it's not exclusive to just Amouranth. I think Amouranth has had the most stalkers. She's had like 1,000 stalkers at this point, I think. She's had like an entire fucking football squad worth of stalkers, and that includes third string and bench players. She could fill up an entire Comic-Con convention center with just her stalkers. It's absolutely terrible, and again, it's not just Amouranth. Tons of streamers have talked about their personal experiences with the problem, and one that's always stuck out to me is a really frightening one. I won't name the streamer's name, but there's a streamer on Twitch who has had a problem with a member of her community for almost 4 years now, I believe. And this guy has flown down to her city uninvited, unannounced, to try and track her down and find her. And while doing that, even broke into another streamer's house while they were streaming, went on their stream and tried to use them to reach out to that streamer on their behalf to track her down for them. Absolute fucking lunacy. And they have also, the stalker has also written a manifesto that's over 400 pages long and still being updated to this day. An actual fucking Harry Potter's book worth of delusion and all about like dating the streamer and all kinds of wild shit in there. It's just straight up horrifying and downright sad. So now let's go through Amouranth's tweets today. This is her alt account. She says that her stalker traveled from Estonia, came to her city and camped out in a hotel with a line of sight to her P.O. box and spent over a month camping out daily at a Starbucks next to the P.O. box and streamed it the entire time. Typically to 0 viewers, but growing as he gained notoriety, and every time his account would be taken down, he would just make a new one. This is already so much to digest right here. 44 days and 33 minutes, according to Amouranth, and I'm guessing that's based on how long the stream was up for, based on VODs and all of that, so it was probably realistically a bit more than that, because I'm sure he was there longer off camera. So that is fucking terrifying. Not only was she being stalked, but he was doing it publicly to an audience. Mind-blowing. Camping out at a nearby Starbucks so that way he could be constantly monitoring the P.O. box hoping to catch her. Like Elmer Fudd trying to set a trap for Bugs Bunny. But that's just the beginning. She said that he'd change his name by just adding more numbers to it, and by his own admission went full scorched earth and sold everything. He sold his house, his car, all his possessions, his cat, and by his own admission again, in publicly posted vlogs, a manifesto. The only thing he brought with him was phone, clothes on his back, and a saxophone, as well as the saxophone case. And he would play the saxophone in some live streams and in public places, and it allowed him to carry around a giant instrument case, which Amouranth said made her nervous because you can put weapons in an instrument case, and I honestly think it's a pretty reasonable fear to have because it makes no sense that he sold everything else except for a fucking saxophone and its case, unless he was planning on becoming like a traveling saxophone performer, like just going around and playing Careless Whisper forever. It makes no sense why he sold everything except that saxophone in its case. Which I agree is very weird, but I think the most concerning thing here is the fact that he sold all of his shit before moving from Europe to be near Amouranth and try and track her down. The fact that he sold everything prior to doing all of this is that kind of behavior that people do right before doing something drastic, like something life ruining and changing. The fact that he'll just cut all ties to everything he's ever owned like that, the whole nothing left to lose mentality, is absolutely fucking terrifying. She goes on saying that she would make it very clear that she didn't want to meet him, didn't want to be anywhere near him, but he would respond by just saying, "Liar, liar, fiance," and would make dancing videos reminiscent of Buffalo Bill dancing scene and send them to her. And then she posts a picture of it. This whole situation is deeply disturbing, and the fact that he would send videos to her privately is just super fucked up as well. Literally just rubbing it in her face that he is stalking her, and there's nothing she can do about it because the law enforcement wasn't acting very efficiently here, clearly. And then the picture she posts is also super eerie. It looks like something straight out of the SCP wiki. Like, it looks like a goddamn cryptid captured on photograph. It's just an awful, awful situation. She also briefly mentioned that he adopted a feral cat, which wasn't really seen again on the streams, and then says that on Monday the 13th he streamed himself dressed up and carrying his musical instrument case and changed into formal attire and made the last mile journey to her house and cased the vicinity for 30 minutes, to which the cops declined to act. He streamed himself outside, mumbling about how he knew it was wrong, but he has to. And then he tried breaking in and tried to gain entry, to which Amouranth again called 911. Says dispatch was rude, cutting her off, put her on hold, and it took 33 minutes for the 911 responders to finally get there. Amouranth did have armed personnel on standby at her residence, according to her, that would have acted if he successfully broke in. But luckily it didn't come down to that. Law enforcement did get there. He got arrested, got detained, and she says the embassy was contacted and he's currently not in Houston, and that's all she can share for now. Luckily this story has a somewhat happy ending. They got arrested and got kicked out of Houston, hopefully also put behind bars. But there's a lot more to talk about here that I'd like to get into, and that's the law enforcement's response to stalking. One thing that's remained consistent across every single story of a Twitch streamer sharing their personal experience with stalkers, the one thing that is a constant is that law enforcement doesn't do anything about it. In extremely rare cases, they'll allow them to get a restraining order, but even that's super uncommon, it seems. They just don't take it seriously. I understand, like, stalking and, like, trying to act on it as law enforcement is a pretty tough situation to be in because, it's not Minority Report where they can tell who's going to commit a crime before it happens or whatever. They're not Tom Cruise. And that's kind of the same thing here with stalking. They're trying to prevent a crime or an escalation without it having happened yet, so they don't have all of, like, the evidence to tell them, like, it's going to happen, so it makes it tough for them to actually act. But I really think in situations like this, they should be a lot more understanding and accepting of evidence. This guy streamed 44 days worth of continuous stalking and harassment, and it's all documented, all of it shared, and yet they still didn't take it seriously until he showed up at the residence, and even when he was there actively trying to break in, they didn't show up for 33 minutes and didn't take it seriously. There needs to be some kind of new way of handling this kind of situation, or it's going to continue and get worse. Another streamer named Sweet Anita also had a similar problem with a stalker, except law enforcement was somehow even more inept here when it came to the situation. This stalker would publicly threaten her, send her threatening messages about how he's gonna kill her, gut her, use a knife and slit her open, and just like crazy, unhinged shit. And in real life, would actually sit outside of her house and follow her around and even tried to assault her. And still, law enforcement didn't take it seriously for the longest fucking time. It's like law enforcement's hands are tied until they actually commit the crime and kill the person. But when there's this many red flags, why not act preventatively? Like, why not have a preventative measure in place? Like, okay, this guy is publicly making threats, sending these threats about how he's gonna kill her, and is actively sitting outside her fucking house. Maybe we should do something about this individual. So yeah, I just think there needs to be some kind of system in place to be a bit harder on stalking, where when there's this much evidence of like threats, and then like actually acting on some of the things they're saying in the real world, they need to take that more seriously and be harder on it. Like, if you actually show up, you're getting arrested. If you're within 5 miles of this person, you're getting arrested. Like I said, sometimes there's restraining orders, sometimes they trespass the individual, but even in those cases, it's pretty uncommon they even do that much. So I just think they need to be a little bit more intense on their stalking laws in order to prevent an actual tragedy from occurring. And it's happened before. There's plenty of cases where stalkers have been reported, law enforcement didn't act, and then the stalker ends up killing the victim. Most recently, I think it was last year, and I think this was in the UK, there was a teenager that reported a stalker 5 times and then even got fined 90 euros for wasting law enforcement's time, and then the stalker ended up killing them. A complete failure from the law enforcement there. And that's not an isolated case, it's happened before. I just think in general, there's more the law enforcement agencies can be doing to prevent something like that when it comes to stalking. And then another thing that I'd like to mention is why there seems to be so many stalkers on Twitch in particular. And I think that's because, and I've said this before, you're interacting directly with the streamer you're watching. So for mentally unwell individuals, they get this false sense that they're now friends, and in certain cases, lovers. So a lot of times you'll see these stalkers have the delusion that because they've donated to a streamer or they subbed to the streamer, they're now like romantically involved with each other. And that gives them some sense of entitlement. And when they realize that, the streamer doesn't feel that way about them and doesn't even know they exist, they start to get mad, lash out, and then you see all of these fucking wild, crazy messages and these threats that they'll make and these meltdowns. And it's terrible. You hate to see it. It's absolutely terrible. But it's not like the streamer's fault or anything. That's entirely just because there's so many people on Twitch. Some of them are bound to be mentally unwell and take these parasocial relationships to an extreme level. Parasocial relationships are bad. no exceptions, but they're even worse when the person believes they have control over the streamer or possession of them because they've donated money. Now they're dating and all of this, and then they find out that the streamer is, you know, romantically involved with someone else. In the real world, they lose it, go wild, and then ends up in these crazy stalking situations or whatever. It's just a terrible situation that's only been getting worse as Twitch continues to grow. It's not really a problem with the solution, though. There's not a whole lot Twitch can do to prevent that because they can't control the mental health of its users, right? And it's not the streamer's fault who are just streaming and then get someone that keeps donating to them and thinks that they're best friends or they're in love or something because of the money they've given. Like, there's not much you can really do there other than acknowledge, like, hey, look, I'm just a streamer. You know, I appreciate the support and the generosity, but this doesn't make us friends. You know, we're not in love. You know, I don't know you. Ludwig had a whole video called "I'm Not Your Friend," where he just says, like, parasocial relationships are bad. I appreciate that you come to the streams and are generous, but I'm not your friend. And that's really all you can do as a streamer, but that's not going to solve the problem either. There's still going to be those people that cross that line and think that, oh, we're best friends now because I watch them every day or I give them money, and then it ends up in these very awful scenarios and like even creates stalkers in some cases. It's just bad all around, and I don't know the solution to it, but I just wanted to at least highlight that it is a problem, but will hopefully stop being a problem in the near future. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to talk about this whole subject, and that's about it. See ya.